Let's quickly summarize what we wish to achieve and what we already know from previous video. And again, when I use the term padding, then I mean any content in any channel that is dealing with chords. That doesn't matter if it sounds like this, or like this, or like this. They are all chords and they apply to the same rules. Now, as we know from previous video, if we record a chord, initial chord, in pad channel at default setting, then we will get the following chord progression for C, F and G. Initial chord C, F and G. That's default. However, many times we don't wish that. In my previous video I decided for this chord progression. F, G. Now, but because I liked it. Now, that is, I wish to stay, I wish that my chord progression stay as close as possible to initial chord, that is within 1 octave. I decided for this initial chord, and maybe later I would like to add additional padding, maybe with strings in background. And then, as you will see, if I like this string, these chords, then you will see that piano and strings are playing actually the same notes, which is kind of boring and cheap. That is, what we wish to achieve is that piano will, for example, play these chords progression, but strings maybe this. That way we separate voices and make our style richer, so that voices are not blurred one into another. Now, let's continue where we ended in previous video. Let's quickly create a style, initialize a style, and let's select our padding channel a little bit slower, yes, so that we can follow the notes, and that's it. Okay, now we shouldn't forget, when we wish to have chord progression within octave of initial chord, we need to set that to root fixed and chord entity type to chord, which is here already set. Now, in previous video we had, by doing this we had the solution actually. However, we had problem with G. We got this, but G was wrong. And now here I will tell you the solution. There are actually two solutions. Here I will talk about simple solution because as the name says, simple, it means it's easier to understand. And at the end I will mention the other solution. Now, when I will show you the solution, you will say, why didn't I tell you that in previous video it would only take 5 seconds? But to give you the complete information, it will take a bit longer, you will see. Okay, and the solution is, we change source chord from major 7th to major. And that's it. Now, let's listen what we get. Yes, that's it. Now, by simply using these settings again, root fixed and chord and source chord major, we have got default chord progression within 1 octave. I say default, because there exist two more, as I have mentioned. The second one is this, and the third one is this. Now, so far by this setting we have this. How do we get the second one? To get the second one, we need to record our initial chord, which is this, one semitone higher, which is C sharp. Now, let's change our notes in that channel from C major, from C to sharp. Okay, let's see if we have it right. Yes, we have C sharp now, but we shouldn't forget, now we need to change source root to C sharp as well. And let's see what we get. Okay, let's play. Yes, that's the second type of chord progression within octave. And now there is only the third one left. How do we get that? Similar as with second one, we needed to go one semitone higher. C, one semitone higher, C sharp. And we got the second solution for second type of chord. To get the third type of chord, we need to record our initial chord two semitones lower. Initial chord is this, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that is B flat. Let's change the notes. Okay, let's play that. That's our B flat. And again, we need to change source root now to B flat. Here it is. Okay, let's see the result. And that's it. Now we have all three types of chord progressions within one octave. Of course, the same also works if we would decide for C major root initial chord. In this case, again, we that doesn't matter. This setting, root fixed chord and major is always the same. We only need to set correct root. That is, if we wish to keep this first type, default type of progression, we have then C. However, if we wish the second type of progression, then we need to record that progression one semitone higher, initial chord, one semitone higher is this, which is C sharp, and we need to set that to C sharp. And if we to have the third type of chord progression within octave of this initial chord, then we need to record our initial chord two semitones lower, which is B flat, and we also need to set that to B flat as we did before, and it will simply work. Needless to say that these settings will play all chords correctly. That is, if we later play some song in D, for example, the keyboard will find all chords properly. There will be no this stuff like we had before. Now, there is also, that's all what's about to say. There's all the second solution, and the second solution is in the case that we simply need to stay with major seventh chords. Honestly, I don't need that much, or not at all. Actually, I'm fine with major. But if you need that major 7 chords in your channel, then there is the second solution, which is a bit more complicated to use or to understand, whatever. But I have made a chart which shows both solutions. That is, if you take a look at that chart, which you can screenshot and save for later, then you will see in the top row is the solution if you need to keep major 7th chords. And in the second row, in the middle part, that is a solution for major. That's what we have discussed here, because majors, if you use only major, it's kind of simple. It makes kind of more sense. It's easier to remember, I think. But if you have knowledge about major, then you can simply apply that knowledge to major 7th as well, because it follows certain pattern. And at the bottom, you see the resulting chord types, which are the same for major 7th or for major. The resulting chord types, you can see that they have certain pattern, which will tell you that actually every style is key dependent. Of course, we can use every style in every chord. However, the chord progression won't be the same. That is, we have when we record in C, we have C and then root F. But if we play C in D chord, then the second chord in progression is G, which will be second inversion, not root. If we wish to have the same as we have now for C, that is in initial chord and then root, then we will need to record our initial chord in D major. Only in that case we will get the next chord in progress, G, root again. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, that's all what I wanted to say for now. I hope there's something for you, and that you will apply that knowledge. Till the next time.